Hi, my name is Kerim Lahmar and I'm a freshman at Carmel High School in 2024. My presentation is on how the reduction of food waste can decrease our CO2 and greenhouse gas emissions. First off, the Keeling curve and carbon dioxide emissions. While the brown line that demonstrates the monthly change in CO2 emissions is very volatile, the line shown slowly going up with the red line is actually the average. This is shown in the left graph, which is the Keeling curve. This graph shows the monthly change in CO2 emissions displayed over an average of these changes. Over many years, an upward trend is shown through the Keeling curve. This is because of our continually growing carbon output into the atmosphere because of our use of fossil fuels and other impacts. The oscillations in the Keeling curve are caused by the changes in plant growth cycles throughout the year, like how plants lose leaves in the winter. As shown in the graph to the right, there's a very slow start to CO2 emissions as industrialization grows, but soon the output of greenhouse gases expands rapidly. The carbon cycle and processes. Humans are putting more carbon into the atmosphere through combustion and fossil fuels, shown with purple. This is a graph I made in science class. The geosphere is much of the Earth's oil and coal deposits and controls volcanoes that release carbon when erupted. The hydrosphere absorbs a lot of CO2 and stores much of it. The biosphere stores a lot of the Earth's carbon in animals and plants. When these organisms get compressed over millions of years, they create fossil fuels, coal and oil. Although the cryosphere doesn't store much in carbon, it plays a crucial role in reflecting sunlight and cooling down the Earth. The use of oil and gas skyrocketed as automobile usage increased and we started using more electricity near the end of the Industrial Revolution and after World War II. The greenhouse effect. As shown in the graph to the left, the more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat that will get trapped in the atmosphere. The energy from the sun enters the atmosphere and is trapped by greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. If the atmosphere didn't have any greenhouse gases, the Earth would be about 60 degrees cooler than it is now. These greenhouse gases have melted much of the ice caps in the northern hemisphere, affecting animals like polar bears and other Arctic wildlife. Because of the trapping of greenhouse gases, not only has the overall temperature of the Earth increased, but now it's disrupting existing climate and weather patterns, as it's not used to this additional heat. Now onto the effective reduction of food waste onto greenhouse gases. As shown through this graph, there are mainly two routes a decomposing food waste can take. Either it can go into the compost bin and be used as soil when it decomposes, and it goes into the plants, which create oxygen, which is beneficial for the atmosphere. Or it can go into a trash can, which eventually ends up in a landfill and creates methane gas. Through the reduction of food waste, we could decrease the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. We can reduce the CO2 emissions by over 80 gigatons of CO2. We can reduce our food waste by composting more, putting organic waste back into its organic environment. And another solution is being mindful about what we eat and how much we eat, as processed foods use a lot of energy to make and cannot be disposed of as easily as natural food, such as an apple. All in all, the effects of reduction of food waste on greenhouse gases is beneficial and is actually better than other solutions like alternate cement, which costs more and affects the CO2 less. Thank you for listening to my presentation.